Hello there, televiewers. We hope that you're having a great weekend. Well, thank you very much for joining us again in this week's edition of The Diary. Well, today we're going to be talking about something that concerns you, that concerns me, and definitely concerns everyone. Now, in the age of mobile phones and internet connection, scamming has reached a totally new dimensions. These days, it takes all kinds of forms, and anyone can fall a victim. So what should you know about today's scammers, and how do you stay safe? That's what we're talking about in today's edition of The Diary. Don't go away. When we come back, you meet my guests. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching The Diary on STV, and today we are focusing on scamming. Yes, because it's too much of a problem nowadays, and many Cameroonians are suffering. And it's time for you to meet those who will be giving you some enlightenment and sharing experiences with you on the subject. I have to follow a particular method today, going by the recommendations of my director, Gilbert MENGET, and I'm going to start with, exceptionally, with a gentleman, because generally on The Diary it's ladies before gentlemen. So today I'm going to begin with a regular on the show. He doesn't need much introduction. I always say, the day you don't see me, you probably see him on this scene. I know Wale. He works with the Dangote Group in Cameroon. I know it's good to have you on the show.
Bonne année, everybody. I think I got my French right.
Yes.
It's good to be back. Thanks for the opportunity.
It's great to have you back, Wally. Now to the lone lady on set. I'm also very glad to be having her back on the show. Mafwe Fortune, my PR girl. That's what I like to call her. She's the co-founder of Image Nation, which is, of course, a public relations agency. Hello, Mafi. It's good to have you back. It's been too long.
I know. Hello, Manda. Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. It's nice to be back on the set.
It's great to have you, Mafi. And he is the star on set today. You've seen him on your TV screens. You've seen him when you go to the cinema. He has won Best Actor in Africa. He is the great. He is the mighty. I know. Alene MENGET. It's always great to have him on the show. The second time, actually, I'm having him on The Diary. And you know, he's also the very proud owner of Ni's Kitchen. Ni, it's good to have you on The Diary again.
Thank you very much. Now, when you have beautiful topics, I've been wondering, did somebody tell you I'm a scammer? Or why did you invite me when you want to talk about scamming? I'm still here to find out why I'm here, you know.
Quick answer to that question. Ni has been doing a lot online to help people who fall victims to scammers. He did a video, 3-part video actually. 5 part, see? Six.
One then 5 sponsored, one done by me. Yeah.
Yes. You see, 6-part video to help people fight against scamming. So that's why you're here. Is that a good enough answer?
All right.
Okay. Now it's clear. It's not here because it's a scammer. Nobody here is a scammer. We are just here because we want to share our
some people might be ex-victim.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So let's go to the basics. The beginning of everything is the definition. So everybody's clear about what we're talking about. What is scamming? Let me start with you, Wale.
Well, scamming. How do I start? Do I start from my local language or I start from the Google? I think let me start from my local language. You know, I'm a Yoruba man, and in my language they said "Eni wafa and wofu." To those people who understand Yoruba and watching, but I will interpret. They said if you are looking for something that is so cheap, then you are looking for a loss. And then if you go to Google and say scamming, just put scamming on your Google, it will tell you that it's a fake business relationship coming to you to invest so little to gain so much. And that is the simplest definition of scamming you can ever come across. So let me just leave it like that for other people to talk. Thank you.
Okay. And Mafi, what is scamming to you?
Well, yeah, like Wally said, I think the primary definition includes something that it's fake. A business relationship which is based on falsity. Yes, on falsehood. So I think that's the basic definition of scamming. That's the simplest way to put it. A lie, a business relationship that is founded on a lie.
Right. And me, Is it okay if I call you Ni? I love it. My mom is from Meta, so it's a very common way of calling our elders. Now, you have done a documentary on scamming. Please borrow us the definition from that documentary, because I think it's very, very enlightened.
Use your head for white man. You use your head, you white man. You know, where you know thief, you know tuan. You use your head, then the man to drop because it longer. You want to take plenty pass, waiting supposed to get for that price, so you use your head. Why be? That's the definition of scamming for me.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's a good definition. Yeah. Very down to earth. Everybody, the common man, will definitely understand that. Thank you very much. You see why you're supposed to be here.
No, right. But I don't believe in that white man connotation.
Not be white, not be white
for anybody. For white man. Okay, okay, for white man.
Yes.
Okay, they are being white.
Right. Okay. Let me throw this question out there. Has anyone on set here been scammed before? Has anyone been a victim of scamming before?
Personally, it's a daily thing because. It's become a phenomenon in our society. It's a cankerworm. It's something that a lot of people, if you want, you're looking at coming at that very huge situation where it involves a lot of money. But I'll give you an example of scam that you definitely you may have done it yourself today. If you're going to Mutengene, you see those little kids on the road, and they are selling mangoes. Under the mangoes, under that pan, you see rotten mangoes, unripe. Then on top, you see the beautiful mangoes.
Yeah,
it's already something that everybody in Cameroon is about. That's coming.
That's true.
So it's a mentality thing that we've grown them through. If you go to my 17 and you see kids selling sugarcane, inside the sugarcane, the unripe sugarcane, the beautiful sugarcane is outside there. If you go across the road here at Hotel and you see beautiful cars with rotten engine. So I want you to take scamming to that primary level. So, yes, I have been scammed many times, including today, because if I was coming on the road, I didn't know that my visit is finished, and the guy proposed and took my 5,000. That's all. So it's a day-to-day thing.
Right. Yeah. Anybody else who had to do with it? Yeah. I mean, outside what he mentioned. Mafi?
Yeah, exactly. Especially now, as you mentioned, with online businesses, there's a lot of scamming going on there, where you see a service, you pay for the service, and then you realize like the next day that service, the page is dead and gone. Like you can't even find them on Facebook or Instagram. So I mean, like personally, I've like I wanted to buy shoes, I think. Women and shoes. So I actually like paid for the shoes until today. Like that guy's profile is like dead and gone.
Okay. It's not common to online. I'll just save the company their name in this Douala.
Okay.
I actually wanted to give a birthday gift out to some 3-4 people, and I went to the shop in Bonaprizo, one big shop, shopping mall there, and I entered a shop. I saw necklace I did not know original. The reason why I have to go to a shop that has a name. So I bought necklace for 4 people. I haven't given them the necklace. Just one of them was bold enough to come and tell me that, hey, that necklace washed off. It's supposed to be a gold. And I was touched, and I went back to the shop. This is what happened to the gift I bought from you. And I was told, oh, so sir, you don't know, we are selling fantasy.
You were told that?
Yes, I was told, hey, we are selling fantasy. I bought bracelets from them. In no distance, the bracelet got worn out, and they are selling at premium. Whoa. They are selling at premium. I just want to save their name on site. I was told, don't you know that we are selling what's it called, fantasy. And I looked at myself, how can I buy fantasy to go and present to people of net worth? So, like everybody has said, we are living with it, and it's so unfortunate. And the one that is even so touching, like he rightly puts the Mutengene and all the stuff. That is the beginning. When you're training your children to be like that, eventually they'll be a scammer. And when you are introducing and you are saying it's common in Cameroon, I laughed. Because it's becoming, it's a universal phenomenon.
Yeah.
And if you follow the news, this week, a mother and son were jailed in Nigeria for scamming. Mother and son. If the son is doing it and is doing it wrongly, I think the mother should have called them to order. But instead, the mother joined, and they were both sentenced, I think, to 3 years imprisonment for scamming. It's so bad. It has I think it's grown beyond cankerworm in our society.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that it's a serious problem today. I mean, a bigger problem today than it was in the past, because it has taken up all kinds of forms. Like even with dating, you date someone online, especially online, you find out it's a scam. It's just someone trying to get your money from you. If it is so, if it's a bigger problem today, how did you get here? Why has it become such a problem now? A bigger problem nowadays.
You said the answer. It's online. It's because people are comfortable to sit with your phone without seeing the next face, and you could easily communicate with everybody from a piece from your phone. So from there, you know the weak, the strong, and you could push through the vulnerable, and you collect what you want to collect. Now, in those days, you needed to be very hard-headed to go meet someone and discuss coming face to face, because they would see your face. But right now, with the coming of the social media, I could always use other people's faces and create accounts and discuss with people and claim they are. Every day I go online to realize that there are some profiles with my face that are not me. And these people definitely must be using it for the wrong reason. So the social media, despite the wonderful things it also brought some sad things like that.
Right. And Mafi, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I agree with Nia, and I also think it's because it's something that we didn't take note of at the beginning. Because before, a few years ago, scamming was only like white people. Nobody really thought about it as a local problem, as a growing something. So, and secondly also, there's this whole prestige that came with the scammers.
Right.
Yes, I think that also played a role in how people carry out business, perceive gaining money or perceive businesses in general, because they saw these people who were supposedly doing wrong things really having a ball out of life, and so it became like, okay, it means I am able to forget about the rules as long as I succeed. So now everyone, even if they don't want to have the name of like an open online scammer, they are ready to lie about what services they're offering. They're ready to package things nicely on the outside, and when you get home you just find that inside is nothing. And so
okay. And Wale?
See, you know what, one thing is the level of decadence in our society is growing. In time past, when you want to flaunt money, people want to know the source of your money. Before you can be given a chieftaincy title, people want to know the source of your income. They want to know what you have done. But these days we have a lot of briefcase millionaires. That is number one. Number two, the level of mentorship that is available is zero. Because in my place, you just see somebody build a house, open up a big business, so-called business, and you now ask him, what is the foundation of this? You know the popular slang in Nigeria? They say, na God.
Right.
Good. Na God.
Na God.
Na God.
It's more G.
They tell you, na God. So that same God that created you, gave you money. So why is that God looking at me?
Excuse me.
Not giving me anything. And unfortunately, the thing kept growing. Initially, it was a small boy game. Later, they start seeing people coming into it. Now you now see family supporting a scammer.
Yeah.
Then you now see them even going diabolical. But sometimes you read some cases of scamming, and you will be shocked that if not something diabolical, following this type of conversation, you couldn't have expected a right reasoning person to drop this amount of money. I take an instance. A Chinese man, for no reason, a Nigerian was chatting with him that he wants to buy Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, a national asset.
Reminds me of a song by Ukwa. I don't know if anybody can remember. It's just ridiculous.
Hey, you want to buy?
Exactly, that's the song.
You want to buy a national asset, and the guy keep on until he transferred huge sum of money to this guy. Sometimes I just want to believe that a lot of diabolical things goes into this scamming now. It's gone beyond you talking via phone or something, because it's like the forces that be pushes both the MAGA and the faller to get to a point, because it's getting to that point where you say you wired $700,000 to buy. I mean, that's
the truth is that $700,000. We have to talk this. $700,000 is no money for some people.
Yes.
$700,000 is huge money for some people. Let me tell you a little bit about what I think this scamming stuff. This thing has been fixed, and sometimes I want to think that the huge level of scamming, especially when you're taking it from the other side of the world, could be good, because the African has suffered. This scamming started from the white man. The first thing that became a scam that the white man did was he came here, took our cocoa for no price, went and converted it into chocolate and brought it back and sold us 100%. That is a scam. The white man brought a certain idea.
No.
I'm coming 1 minute.
Sorry. People are listening and think, and I think they should learn from us. I agree with that scamming, but at the same time, I think we should live beyond that, because two wrongs don't make a right. There was a time.
I'm not talking about the wrongs on the other side, and I thought I could land.
Because if people listen to you that way, that the white people they have once.
I am also
now.
I'm not saying that. I'm trying to say that a lot of people feel that this thing is only on this side.
No, okay, it's on the both sides of the device.
You're both sides of the device, and we have been tortured a lot. The second aspect that brought all of this thing is the stigma and the position that the white man brought Christianity to Africa, which is a scam. The whole idea was to build us into stigma and totally brain drain us to follow a certain policy that will below us. I always want to think the other side. Our timber, the rest of the other raw materials, the rest of the signatures after new colonization, to me, that was the origin of scam. Okay. That is how they started dealing. Then the African got desperate at a certain point because of, especially Cameroon. The idea of scamming in Cameroon was education, where most of our educational system in the past did not give professionality. People left school and learned English and history and could not pick up jobs, because we have a system that does not give you jobs immediately. You always want to follow up a system. So they now had to get to survive. And how do you survive? It's the other way around. They started playing the tricks of another huge scam in the world, making some currencies too high. The dollar is the currency 700, and the CFA is how much is $1? 700 francs for $1. So consider the man who has $5, and that money here, which is no money for him there, $5 is money for a whole family here. That's another case that brought in scamming. Because you go to somewhere where somebody has $100,000, which is 50 million or 60 million, and back home, you can afford 500,000. You understand? So sometimes they just feel like, okay, they drop it. Until now that some huge people are getting, if there were not disparities in these financial exchanges, a lot of these things will not be happening. I'm talking about international cross-scamming.
Okay, now we agree, it's clear that the scamming is at different levels.
Sure.
Now, let's look at how it is biting our society. Okay, and now because a lot of people are falling a victim, and it's changed people's lives for the worst. You know, that's why I want us to talk about how it's affecting us and our society in particular. Now, Matthew, you were talking about the perception of scammers. There was a time in Cameroon, you probably understand this. You probably witnessed, you saw it, observed yourself, where the scammers in Cameroon were hailed. There were young boys driving around in big cars, and the people were proud to say, that's my brother, or that's my husband, my boyfriend, my son who is a scammer and has made a lot of money, and people actually respected them. Do you still live in respect, unfortunately?
Still do.
Do you think that has contributed, society as a whole, we have contributed to the problem of scamming that we have today? Matthew?
Yes, I think our response to any fast money in general is contributing to how a lot of youth make their choices as they grow. Because we hailed these people before. I mean, like, I remember when I was young, if you come home with a new anything, my mom, you would explain where every 5 franc of that, uncle, this gave me 5. You would explain. That accountability was there, so you knew sometimes you'd have money, but because you don't know how to explain it, you just hide it somewhere. But now we had people coming up with huge houses and cars and no explanation, but then the families, the community all accepted these people and benefited from these people. And as Nee said, it's hunger, it's poverty, it's stress, because at some point you're like, okay, why should I question this when I can't eat and this person is giving me money? Why do I want to know where his money is coming from? So I think yes, like, and then because we started respecting these people, I mean, you see a young boy, everybody starts calling him grand frère.
Exactly. His older brothers are calling him grand.
Older brothers are calling him grand. How far? So with all of that, the younger generation sees this as they grow, and they make their choices based on that. And then you see them growing up, and they would do anything to be that grand frère.
Well, Wale, you definitely agree.
I 100% agree, because the survivorship, you know, when it comes to the game of survival, you put a rule, you put the rules aside. There is one scam this week that we're joking about. 2 people in my office. One, you get like an alert that mobile money has been transferred to you. After that, you now get a phone call that, sorry, I mistakenly transfer this money to you, but please, we told this amount and send this back. So when we're talking about it, one of my colleagues now told me that our sister got similar message. So the person called, and the girl so relaxed, listen, wasted the credit of the scammer. I said, it's okay, I will send it back to you. So she too picked her phone and sent the scammer SMS, receive this amount. Thanks for the amount you asked me to reduce. The scammer now called back and said, auntie, now so you chop my money, you just allowed me to waste my credit. And when I heard that, I was just laughing. And before we say that, another person sent similar thing to a colleague in the office, and we're like, what? And that is the beginning, because when they start growing. But one thing is that our viewers should just know that the tricks of those people, they are all the same. Whether in Cameroon they call you pretend they are calling you from Europe.
Yes.
They are calling you from, and I can't forget one of my wonderful friends on this occasion. He had a phone call in the middle of the night. You know, they look for people's call card.
Yeah.
And he said he had a phone call. And he said, "Is that Mr. Ayola?" I said, "Yes, Ayola Mortuary Service. Who died in your family?" He said, "The guy just cut the phone." So you don't need to, when you are not expecting a call, if you got a call and somebody is telling you guess, and you to move ahead to start guessing, then
Exposing yourself.
you are exposing yourself. If you call my number and you cannot introduce yourself, and you want me to introduce you after calling me, then there's a lacuna. Then we should start thinking, is this a person to discuss with? So that is the easiest way to, first of all, bail yourself out. Because before you know it, don't take it from me. I'm talking as a Nigerian, and I'm telling you that in Nigeria, the thing has gone haywire, that you don't even know, if you entertain such calls, you don't know when you will be hypnotized.
Yeah.
Because people hypnotized, you see somebody just touched you. I've seen some Chinese film like that. You don't get hypnotized, you take them to your house, they dislodge you of everything, then after they have disappeared, then you regain your senses. So one needs to be very, very careful, especially the way you interact with a phone call you are not familiar with.
Yeah.
A strange number is calling you and asking guess, or somebody is just greeting you unnecessarily familiarly on the road. You just have to be careful, because the rate at which people are looking for money now is survival. Survival, and at the game of survival, all rules is being parked aside.
Right. Now, we gather that we all have to be cautious.
Can I know that he came in with...
he has touched something that I'd love for you to discuss extensively, because you've done, like I said, a 6-part video on this issue of mobile money transfers. You know, it's brought a lot of good things, but bad things have also followed.
Yeah, let me just hang on that situation.
Okay.
That girl was not completely safe. Her money could still have been taken, even after she sent the SMS. I'll give you my experience.
Okay.
One day, I wanted to withdraw 200,000. So I went, the first place gave me just 150. They will chase you from there. 150 because she didn't have the money. She could definitely call another person, or they'll send another request before you get to the next place. So I got to the next place and I stood on the line. Before then, they had called me that morning and said they wanted it. It's a little trick they do there. Okay. They call you at your vulnerable period, maybe when you're getting up from bed and you're confused, and sometimes you just see that code. They request the money from you. They take your number and send you, like, they have this, the request phone, and they say, you just need to put your code. With an error, just with a split of you losing your senses in the sleep or at the moment. So I went there, I stood on the line, and I requested for 50,000, and they said, no, they have not yet sent the request. I had to start doing my investigations. Either they had, because it's another trick, either you're there and they call some other person to send your request and prove it to you that you're not. But then while investigating, I realized that it could also have come from my last transaction, because they knew that they didn't have the 50 and I'm looking for it somewhere else. And they knew that I would be standing somewhere else. But those two for my investigations were not even the case. Okay. It was another person who was, throughout that morning, they know you have money, because how do they know you have money? They go to your number and they keep requesting. They will request maybe 100,000. If it doesn't work, they go to 90 until they realize the amount of money that is on your phone. So now they dealt with me, because that one immediately finished. Then he just called me and said, you think you're wise? You're stupid. So I took a decision that, okay, now that I'm stupid, I'm going to make money too. Then secondly, I am going to stop everybody from falling into that trick. That's how I did the first video. Telling people you need to be careful, because there are many methods. And immediately I finished that one. It was a weekend, Saturday, Monday. They said the general manager of Mobile Money wanted to see me. And I went there. It's MTN that sponsored the other 5. We now sat and we looked at all the possibilities. And that's how we did the 5 videos that I think you should broadcast on your TV. It's not for publicity, it's not for MTN, it's to teach the people. I am a celebrity and I wanted to give back to my community. I wish I would have done more. If MTN didn't come out, I've done 10. But right now, they came and when you're working on, you're doing something on structure, they tell you what to do. I would have done my free talk for 10. But now let's discuss a few methods.
Yes, please. Please.
That you, with mobile money, you should be careful. Now, each time you go to collect money from mobile money, once you send your request, make sure when you see the request before you put your code, ask the person in the kiosk her name and refer it. Because there are two ways that two things could happen. There's been a situation in Bonaberi around Douala where they have another phone, which is their secret phone that will say the request, and they will tell you they are not the owners of the phone. Or they have an agent, maybe in Gotitunja, far away, that they will send him a message while you're there to tell him, we'll send the request for this man, and they will collect. So you collect it, and they say, no, but check my phone. I'm not the one giving you the money. And do you want to check this? Time investigating, you realize it's Gotitunja. Well, it's
a planned thing.
It's a planned thing. Now, the one he's talking about, like when you get up and somebody calls you and says, just go, we made a mistake, or what, the first thing you do is you don't have time to talk. Put off your phone.
Okay.
Because the time you're going there, when I say put off your phone is because they have already, at some cases, they have already sent you a request. And they are mainly telling you to go back because immediately you're conscious. They tell you, hey, go and check your phone. Because I have dropped money there. By the time you're going to check your phone, you put your code.
And they pick it up.
They pick up the money that's already in your phone. So you think your friend thought that she won. If she went there and if they were smart, they would have sent her a money request. And while trying to check her phone to see, frankly, if there's money inside, you will put your code and the money will go out instead. So you put your phone off, put it off, restart your phone. So that automatically, whereas if you know how to clear it, you just go there and clear it. There are other possibilities which they will call you. It should never happen, and they will say this is an agent from mobile money, and we have a problem with this. Just send us your name and your code. We have to rectify it. Your code is your secret password, and nobody should know it. And by the time you are dropping your code, they clear everything from there. No agent is calling you. No agent. So which means that your secret code should never be given to another person. So the whole thing is, in a nutshell, you need to be extremely vigilant. Because sometimes you just go to your phone and you see they have already calculated you have 50,000 and they have requested that 50,000. It will be there for as long as you put *126#. And if it appears and you make an error and put that code, whatever they requested leaves your phone. There is no error with mobile money. The error on mobile money is us who are not vigilant enough. And I don't want to blame anybody because myself, there are sometimes you're doing 5 things at a time. And you want to transfer money, you want to do that, you want to do this, you want to do that, and it comes and you just put it. So it is not like nobody is vulnerable here. You may be busy, you may realize that you just dropped, and a lot of people.
Can happen to anyone. Anyone.
Sorry, let me just quickly add some tips. Like in Nigeria, the banks came up with 2 things. One, if I want to buy something from your shop, I say, okay, give me your account details, let me transfer. If I transfer to you, send your shop girl to go to the bank to go and confirm that money is actually in your account, because they have a device that can help do you a fake SMS immediately. You will get a fake bank alert. So if you allow your goods to go, you are gone. So the bank start telling you, if somebody comes to you buying anything, just make sure that you get somebody to confirm from the bank before you release your words. That is number 1. Number 2, if you are a vendor, there's one man that landed himself, free things, land people easily in trouble. Those guys came, they wanted to buy a car from him, took his account details, checked the car and the stuff, not knowing that they are kidnappers. They just want to use his account to take money. Now, his account was given to those people who are to pay ransom. So he got a lot of 5 million. I haven't got a lot of 5 million. The guy was expecting them to come and pick the car. And now they went back later and said, sorry, we can't pick this car again because something came up. We are business people. You know what? Take 500,000 because we have raised your hope. Just give us 4.5 million. Felt, oh, well, God blesses that way. God blesses that way. He gave them 4.5 million. When they were about to go in, luckily for him, he did not know that detectives, after tracing their account, all of them were arrested. He will be let loose later, but not immediately. Everybody should be careful, especially the way financial transactions goes on, and the way the level of surveillance is growing, both by the government agents and everybody around. But vendors too. I'm saying this in case of vendors now. Vendors too should be very, very careful, because if you are not careful, people come and scam you while you think you are smart. You get a lot on your phone, but it's nothing. You get to the bank and the bank will tell you nothing like that ever existed.
Okay. Now, let me come back to you, Ni, for just an explanation for what I think is very important. Now, there's an essential difference between the message that mobile money sends you from MTN, of course, when it
appears the mobile money.
Exactly. When money is sent to your mobile money account, and what the scammers send to you.
They send it from a private number, which means
so
another
explain
rule
the
is
difference.
You don't any message that comes to you from a private number that is not written mobile money.
It's fake. Okay.
It's fake. Any message that comes to your phone, anything that is not written mobile money is fake. It's done by an individual. And you know who these persons are. More than 75-80% of the people who do mobile money scams are in the prisons. They have 4 or 5
tell us
phones.
about it.
Yes. If you finally check, they'll tell you it's from New Bell, it's from Manda prison, it's from Boya prison. It's not the people living on the streets. They just have the mafia is in the prisons.
They have so much time and nothing to do.
Yeah,
So they have all those phones they're operating.
Yeah, so that's it. You just need to be sure if it's not an MTN message, because an MTN message will show MTN. If it's mobile money, will show mobile money message. If it's an individual message, don't even bother there.
Right.
Yeah, and be careful. The problem is your code. If you do not put your code anywhere, the money wouldn't go. He was saying something we referred to Nigeria. We here should be careful, because most of those things we are just getting introduced to them.
It's going to get worse.
We are getting introduced to the bank cards. I'll give you my experience. One day I sat home and somebody was shopping with my cards for close to 600,000 and was buying. You have to keep the customer service number of all these banks. If I didn't get EcoBank's customer service, they would have cleared everything. They were buying. I had to call. And they blocked that account.
That's terrible.
And you know how is this? It's very simple. You drop your account and somebody snaps the two sides. You're finished. In that case, you don't need a code. You just put your account details abroad. You just put your account details inside. You just put your account details abroad anywhere. So they'll do it. The person will do it and snap that card. Then they'll send it to somebody in France who will do the shopping.
There's some
Okay, I learned something.
So your card should be your pant.
You just put your account details.
Because you don't need that code.
And you know one bad thing about that is that there's no how you could sue the bank and win. Because your card is supposed to be your personal stuff.
It's private.
So it means you have divulged information to make that money to leave your account. So even if you are wasting your time to say you are suing the bank, you're only wasting your time.
No, I think some banks too are also porous, because in that particular bank, when I arose them, they paid me some of the money, which means they know that at a certain level they are porous. But that's when I wanted to start finding out, because somebody told me if you go and you drop your receipt, but when you drop the information, your receipt has nothing to do. I still want to believe that somebody snapped my card somehow.
Or sometimes there's some phony websites or some these things we just click sometimes on our phones or on our computers.
Link and
so sometimes those sites mirror whatever your you're typing in.
Okay.
So, for example, personally, the card I use online is not a card that ever has money inside.
Okay.
It's a card that I specifically, when I want to buy something, I go put money and buy the thing. Because that information can easily be copied online.
Yeah.
Now, there are other banks that have verification procedures, as in, as soon as you click buy, they send you a text on your personal phone, and they're like, are you the one who you have to validate that transaction for the sale to go through. So like there's different levels, like Nee said, really that card has all the information. If someone even by mistake sees it somewhere and snaps both sides, he can shop with your card. And also, if you opened a funny link at some point in your phone, sometimes you've even forgotten about it. And then, but those viruses are capable of like mirroring everything you put in for even for months. So that's how they know your passwords to your emails. I mean, like just recently, I know someone whose account was hacked, and before he himself could even check it out, they are changed the email linked to the account, because so those are like very high level hackers. So like and like you said, these banks know, because I mean it's possible each time a transaction is going to, as a bank, you have the responsibility. I mean, when you go to collect money from the bank, there's stages. You sign here and you sign here, and then finally someone gives you money. Why can't they make it that difficult online for people to shop with your card?
Because every account has an account manager.
Exactly, you have an account manager. They should be able to send you a text and say, did you order something for 200,000 on this website? If it's you,
that would take time.
It's a gradual. It's a gradual
automatic message, because actually. If you realize, most of those things are done in the night, where people are not working the bank. My case was 9 o'clock. Then I struggled to get it. But now I also wanted to let you get. Now I want to be working on the practicable things that are happening in our society. If somebody calls you on the phone and tells you your names, your true names, like they're on your ID, and he's claiming that is those boys, be careful. This is the trick. They work on random numbers. Then they send your money request and your names appear. So if somebody calls you on your full name, because we sitting here, we don't know your full names. We know the names you use on TV. But in there,
let's just crack a little joke. I was talking to a lady in my office, and I said, "What's your name?" She mentioned a particular name, too difficult for me, and I said, "What does your boyfriend call you?" And she mentioned another name, and I said, "Okay, that's your village name." You know, it's like what he's saying is that somebody now coming. Not calling me the Olawale I know you display on television. Now calling me the one my mama will call me. You understand? You are likely to fall into it.
Exactly.
But then we still need to be very careful, because those guys, you see, we call them fallers. They aren't sleeping. They are not resting. You see, it's like somebody who has done this thing, and you know, maybe because I read a lot of crime stories, you will discover that they go for training. They actually go for training. They actually go for training.
There are books that
they go for training
to teach people.
There's a particular guy who and it's not even, you say, don't let's, because all of us are black, don't let's take it as an African thing. It happens in Europe, it's happened in America. There's a particular guy who hacked and broke into the bank account in America, taking $1. You can imagine the number of people who are banked in America, and the guy is just taking $1.
Everybody.
$1.
But then,
insignificant seemingly, but if you put all of that together, $1 million.
$1. Just one. I mean, if you miss $1, you are even if somebody is to do it in Cameroon, at least the number of banked people in Cameroon cannot be less than, let's say, 20 million or 10 million people banked in Cameroon, and somebody is just taking 100 francs.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, very possible that some people out there are doing it.
Manda,
100.
all I think is if you're doing community service here, and at this juncture, my advice is we are working on a very, very vague topic. It's too huge. You could divide this particular topic into 10.
I agree, totally.
You gave your work, because right now I finally realize that no matter what we say, we are flying. We are not landing.
There's
so much landing.
Yes.
So you could divide. You do banking and scamming. You bring a banker. Then
That's right. That's right.
Then you go for money, mobile money.
That's
get those
right.
people. I think you should bring it, because right now we're just flying.
I agree. I agree, Nee, because there's so much to talk about. Even I am understanding how wide the problem is and how big the issue is and what it will take for people to really,
it's a
really
whole
inform.
TV program that you could run for months.
I
or
agree.
you go back to the kids on the street who are doing those things that are scamming and they don't even know that they are doing it. So I think you should. There's plenty to talk about.
I agree. Thank you very much for mentioning that. Now, Matthew, you talked about earlier. I mean, we're going to try to touch as much information as you can treat.
For today.
The little time that we have, then definitely I'll plan to continue the series. Now, you talked about online buying and selling and how people scam others of their money nowadays. Now, what are the things you've been scammed before, so you probably have some information around that. What are the things to look for? Things that could tell you that, okay, be careful, something might be wrong with this page or with this account. Are there any things? Are there any warning signs?
Well,
or we are all doomed to just fall?
No. I don't think we're all doomed to fall. I think first, on the side of the applications themselves, they're trying to put in place some security measures for people who come on those platforms to sell. But then in Cameroon, those things don't really work, because to sell on Facebook in the UK or the US, there's a whole different process.
Right.
But here, everybody just posts shoe, text me on WhatsApp. So usually what the main thing I like to tell people is, if you haven't seen the product, you don't pay for it.
Okay.
Yes.
That's it.
If you don't see and please beware of all these people who insist envoyer par Orange Money or send by MTN Money to reserve or to. I don't do that. If I don't see the product, bring it. When I see it, I'll pay plus your transport.
My case is worse, because the shoes will never fit me. So you have to come, let me taste.
But we have such platforms in Nigeria, and the warning goes like this. One, you don't go to that person's house. You meet in a public place.
Right.
Also,
another secondly,
you meet in a public place to pay when you are satisfied. Don't even you buy car. You can buy cars. You can do everything. Or they have all those platform. But I want to let's leave that one. We are touching on so many things. I want to talk about my television girlfriend, Harriet Thatcher.
She was supposed to be here actually today. You know, there's something she works on. She actually helped to recover.
She recovered some money. I think November.
Yeah, she told me about that. Yeah.
It's like what we call Wonder Bank in Nigeria. But people's greed. Most of the people that are scammed, it's either error or greed that gets you scammed. That one is greed that killed those people. The guy came, I think, from Nigeria. Opened a bank or on license. We can't call it a bank. Just open a money shop. It's a money shop. It's not a bank. If it's a bank, it has a license. To license a bank, you go through a procedure. So it will be very, very disservicing to call that such a place a bank, because we have correct banks. Now, it starts telling these people, bring money. When you bring this, you get this. And initially,
double or triple your money.
It was doubling and tripling the money. But people did not even ask themselves, where is he investing this money? Where is this money going that is bringing this result or returns? So they keep doing it until this man discovered that he's done enough, carry his load, and disappeared from Cameroon. They went to Harriet, and she started until she was able. He said she gave them a minimum charge. Now, sorry, you've lost your money. I have my bills to pay. pay me this amount and hold me responsible. I'll get your money out. Said just one person tried to pay a little, far less than what she charged. And then she followed it up to a very good point.
Yeah, and she recovered the money.
Good enough. When she was to recover the money has gotten to, the man has gone to one country. She has threatened.
I think it was
Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
The man was in Sierra Leone, but the man is a Nigerian, and they spoke and they stuff until the man was saying, okay, if you have somebody who has a Nigerian nationality, that somehow, the money came back to Cameroon. People should wake up. No conventional bank will give you deposit 5,000 francs today, come and take 15,000 francs in 2 weeks. What are they doing with it? We should get to a point where our subconsciousness should be guiding our financial transactions.
Yeah.
Not that you just, the spirit led, and the spirit lead you to drop money.
Well, unfortunately, you see that story happened in Bonaberry. What is recounting actually happened in Bonaberry, and people lost millions and millions of francs CFA, and it went viral on social media. People were talking about it, but not so long after that, still in the city of Douala, somewhere around Kayabasi, another group of people came, ran the same kind of scam, and still got money off people. I agree with you when you said greed is pushing people, is leading some people to getting scammed.
Let's get back to where we started this program. I think I was the first person that spoke, and I'm teaching people my local language that any wafa and wofu. That is, if you are looking for a free thing, you are looking for a loss. I mean, you just say, it's just for somebody, it's just for me to do it for 2-3 people. I'm coming into Douala to swindle people. If I come with 5 million, my fake working capital, rent a place, make it look so good, and ask people, if you deposit 50,000, in 2 weeks you collect 75,000. The news will spread like wildfire. Initially, the money I brought, I'm sharing it out. I know that money will come back in multiples. Yeah. Because by the time I give you 75,000, you are convinced that, hey, this thing will happen. Okay, I'm going back there to invest 150,000. Yeah. You start collecting, I'll collect 200,000. By the time you tell your friends, that's the way you're going to make. How we're going to make it this year. Then you are into it. Right. The man too is smarter. He collects. It disappeared. No bank guarantee. Nothing. You don't even know his address.
Yeah.
So.
And another thing I've also noticed, especially online, is that these scammers are now playing with the feelings and the emotions of people, and many, especially girls, I have to say it's the truth, are falling to this new kind of scam. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this or read about it somewhere, of guys, or sometimes even girls, who chat up a girl on social media, on Facebook, for example. They meet you to talk to you for months, and feelings get attached. You start feeling like you love this person, and then they tell you a story. I'm coming to Cameroon, my child is sick, or my brother is sick, please send them so and so money. They show you a fake Western Union transfer receipt and say, okay, you go and pick up the money tomorrow, but in the meantime, please just send so and so amount, so and so mobile money, number. Now, I don't know, have you heard about that or read about that somewhere? Let's talk about that.
Blackmail, but it's also the fault of the desperate people who want to achieve things they don't work for. Notwithstanding, the new one that is going around here for FIFA, little money, is boys putting girls' pictures on the social media.
Oh dear.
It's a whole team. They even have girls beside that will answer the phone calls to prove it. The solution is you do the video calls. If you must.
Sorry. Let me just interject you. I watched one video skit. Very funny. The guy was chatting with somebody in the night. So she now said, not knowing that he was actually chatting with a old woman who was catching our phone just having. So the guy now said, let's make video call. And the person said, my dad is around. And it's a old woman. I watched that skit and I was just laughing. See,
but it's a reality.
It's a reality. It's a reality.
Once you get to that situation, and which is the most common one now, you must do a video call because it's usually local. no person who's local will want to do a video call with you.
Yes.
Yeah, because if it's a situation where it's a foreign, when you have to do an international transaction, somebody could make a video call with you, notwithstanding, because you're not going to see him. But the truth is, it's your will. I don't call that kind of stupidity. Your will to remove your money to give somebody or invest your. The money is not the most painful part. It's investing some emotions and believing that you're loved by another man when you're a man, or investing some money and believing that you're loved by another woman when you're a woman. And they're playing you that trick. But most of the time, the people around you.
It's a ring.
And Murphy, unfortunately, I've also, from what I've been reading on social media, is that you're talking about video calls. Now, some have reached a level, because most of the times they use another person's identity. Like you said, people use your pictures. They use another person's identity. They take a video that someone has posted, and then when they call you, it's like it's crumbled. You can't really, and then they record something. They record a voice on what, on the video, and it seems like the person is talking, but the words are not really matching the person's lips. But then you feel that maybe it's a network problem.
Let me explain something to you. All those, rule number 1 on Facebook, before you accept any friend request, well, for us who have lots of followers, I'm talking today with about 2,000 unanswered friend requests, click on it, and find out how many mutual friends you have with that person.
Right.
If you have 1 or 2, 3 mutual friends, native man.
When they created the account as well.
Yeah, when they created the account, then you go there and find out how many profile pictures that person has. If he has just 1 profile picture and
since 2000
and another picture, it's fake. You go there and find out how many likes and comments. Now, in the comment section, find out how many personal comments, like Murphy, how you find so. If you just see people say nice, good. It's a group of other scammers who are coming to say nice. But if you see somebody who is coming there, I mean, on Facebook, you would know somebody from the relatives that are commenting on the picture. Because there are some of these scammers who have been there for 5 years and they have gathered a following. But if you go onto their pictures, they'll never have more than 5 pictures. But they'll have their friends. You see somebody who is talking very reasonable, because they are very young people. But you see now, when their friends are tagging them, you see some ruffians. You start asking, this person who is very reasonable, where does he come with this kind of people? These are them. You must be cautious. Those pictures, comment section, don't accept a friend request without at least going to the comment section of the profile picture. And if you do not meet a comment that is familiar, which means like, oh boy, that would be yesterday.
Something
intimate. If you just go there, you're nice, you're good eyes, bandits.
No, I agree. And you should take out the time. You really should take out the time to check out people who send you requests, because once you click on accept, you're already exposing yourself. Now, Murphy, another thing they do nowadays is sometimes these scammers, I mean, they are so established that they're not afraid to hide or to show their face. They show their face, they talk to you, they ask you they do videos with you, with girls, for example. They say, now it has become, they're trying to blackmail. You do videos, they ask for nudes and things like that. And then, they start using your nudes and they tell you, if you don't send me so and so amount.
I'm putting it on,
Let me tell you one thing. It is so unhard. I just don't know how people just get easily that mad. Sorry for pardon my harsh word. Somebody, even if you come to my house, I want to take your nude picture. I want to take your nude picture in my house.
That story that the last time I came here was to discuss nude. And it's your philosophy, but the modern day, somebody's got his girlfriend abroad, and they have not seen for 2 weeks, for 2 years, and that's the possibility. And this is the exact definition I gave. I don't have a problem with people playing with their nudes over their phones. This is the description. It's your telephone is like a house. If you don't have a good key, a good password, you don't do those things. If you stay in a house that has calaboot, once you are touching a woman, the neighbor will hear. If you stay in a house that has thick walls, you're touching a woman, the neighbor will not hear. So if, just like your phone, if you know you do not know how to handle the security of your phone, because majority of, we are going out of topic and I want to kill it. Majority of what you see as nudes out there is not usually sent out by the people who originally have it on their phones. It's through the security where other people have gone there and send it to their phones and sell people out. So
maybe you make yourself vulnerable.
yeah, so coming to that, a lot of people still go back there. Even when they steal your phones, these thieves, when they steal your phones today, the first thing they do is they go and try looking for nude pictures. Yes. If I get koro for under my thing here, I have a right to snap it. It's still nude. I want to check if it's black or white. It's my body. And now, but when the thief finally steals that, they go and look at that particular things and they think they will sell you. But if you have strong security, nobody will enter your phone. If they steal your phone, they'll have to flash it.
Okay, I agree. That's very, very good advice, Ni. Now, another thing I was adding is that some of these scammers, they do that on purpose. They befriend a girl. I mean, you know this person, you talk to them all the time. You befriend you on social media, you start talking, you start doing video calls, and then you send your notes, and at some point they tell you, if you don't give me money, I'm going to I'm going to post your video or your picture, and you start giving the money. When you do it the first time, they'll come again. And many girls are suffering from that.
Let me tell you one thing. Yes, we get worried easily. There is a particular story, and ladies should be careful on this matter. Men, the whole world we say it's men's world. They don't really.
No, why is it not crazy men's world? If they want your nude, let them send theirs first.
Yes, let them say.
Thank you.
You know, always send their phone. You know how it's them. You know,
there's a particular story.
Who blackmail each other?
People should know that if you blackmail me, it's going to run but for a while and die off. I cite an instance. There's a particular lady, a banker in Zambia, that the story went viral that she has slept with about 200 men, and that she was promising them employment, loan. I think she's 37, 38. She's not ready to get married, but she needs a companion once in a while. So she just have the dossier of those men. She calls them up and they make love at will, but she did not take their money. But she's just using them for personal satisfaction.
That particular lady.
You remember that? No, wait.
Be a nice lady.
You remember that story? It went so viral.
Yeah, because I don't even know why you're doing something. People are here who are looking for women like that to pay.
No, wait.
Wait a minute. Every night. No, wait a minute. What if you call a banker, which means she is clean? Then I'm even
going to a point. The story went viral because the world think it's a lady. She's doing something on the reverse. If it were to be a man, they say, oh, that is how men behave. But then, how many of us actually remember the story again? If you have my nude picture, publish it. They see my nude picture today, tomorrow, next day after, 2 weeks. After some time, they will even know. No. You know my new picture. We calculated that thing. No, lifetimes. We've had it. We've had so many scandals online. It's 72 hours now for start. No. Let it even be 1 month. Those people watching it will be hungry. They'll go look for something to eat. Then I'll live my life. Then for me to
have a point,
because once you pay the first time, you continue paying.
When we will fall back on the scam. This, ma'am, don't take it angry. I know your background. I know yours too. But I mean, it's a free world on TV.
Why is my heart beating?
The hugest scam that the African south of the Sahara has suffered is from Christianity, the church. The misplacement of the big G God and the small G gods that are parading. 90% of the churches you see around here are people who have developed methods to take money from the poor, destroy them, kill them. The biggest scam that is happening to our fellow black fellows is the church. Yes. the way the Bible is being preached today, the way they're using some Christians because they are vulnerable, and the way some Christians have decided to adore the pastors instead of God.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
But I'll say something. If you check the Bible, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, is saying that we should study ourselves approved. A right man, rightly sharing the word. See, the Bible says we should study ourselves approved. Most people, they don't even know anything in the Bible. And once the pastor speaks, the oracle has spoken.
Yes.
Hence, they will follow.
So how will somebody...
Wait a minute. Let me just tell you one bad one. It happened in Kenya. A Nigerian went to Kenya. Said he started church, breast and honey ministry. Yeah, the audio went viral some times ago.
What?
When you are coming to the church, I can still request for the audio to play. When you are coming to church, in most cases, the guy got one up on a radio station because there was a report on him. The church is made of ladies alone. The viewers can bear me witness. The audio went viral. The lady, once you are coming, it tells you come with your offering. When you come, the pastor sucks your boobs.
Gosh.
And then you still pay offering.
It's unbelievable.
Then the presenter now asked him, where was that written in the Bible? He said, no, forget about the Bible.
Those are exaggerations. Forget about the realities. I am talking about here.
No.
I mean, those are abnormalities. If you tell me all of them have been hypnotized, because it's not first of all normal. I am merely talking about the offerings, this normal 10%.
You see, forget about
this normal 10% that we go every day, and you see a pastor in a beautiful car, wears his shampoo, comes with his beautiful thing, and is asking you for money, and you're removing that money to give when you don't have, and they are telling you to get a miracle, whereas the hospital is just next door and not the, so the biggest scam I will still go down is we have come to a point where people need to go back and reflect, like he's saying, and read the Bible. Yes, salvation is individual, and you only have salvation if you're talking to God directly.
Okay, now I find this very, very attractive. I promise televiewers who are interested in this, I know almost everybody's interested in this, I'm going to do a show on whether or not our churches of today are a scam, where we'll talk about all these things, because I see that it's
some churches.
Yes, some churches. We're going to talk about it because I see that it's really big. It's really, we can discuss it from now till tomorrow. Yeah, so we're going to discuss this detailedly in another show.
Because like when you're talking about scam, a lot of people just feel that you easily get money from people. The worst sort of scam is when you brain drain somebody.
Exactly.
When you make somebody look stupid, when you promise somebody emotionally and you fail him, when you tell somebody not to go to hospital when he has HIV, that you cure him and you take his money.
See, I agree with what you're saying. But then what amused me is the percentage of people that muted their brain.
They actually believe.
People mute their brain. You see people, you are not working. The Bible says work and pray. Some people are praying and not even working. And you are saying what? Again, God gave, those of us who drinks, when we say don't drink, we say no. When Timothy was sick, Paul told him that you should take a little wine for your ailment. That is, there are some things that can kill you outside prayers. But where do people put their brain? It's a church, it's God, a PMUC. Is it PMUC? All this gambling company is God, a gambling company where you want to pay the school fees of your children. You say, okay, no. First of all, God will bless me. Let me take it to church. Then God bless me in return. Then I will go and pay my school fees.
This year, say, man.
No, we need to.
You're going to buy a car.
You don't
have a car. And if you want to buy a car, do some work, save the money.
Yeah.
I mean, so
for me, if a pastor said something and I respected it so much, The pastor said, if something happens to you the first time, you are a victim. Agreed, everybody can be a victim. But if it happens to you the second time, you're a volunteer. You volunteer yourself. So for me, I don't want to even join the exercise that church is a scam. Church will be a scam for those people who choose to be a victim. Wait a minute. When pastor says bring 10% tithe, bring 10% tithe, how many people have they sent out of church for not paying tithe? How many people? Have you seen a pastor come and say, hey, bring your tithe card, you have not paid, stay here, stay here, stay here?
You have your family members who do not have school.
I mean, so that is what we say. I won't blame any pastor.
You have your neighbor who have not eaten. You are giving 10%. If you must give the 10%, share it around the people who are.
For me, everybody has. See, everybody has what it can do. If it is convenient for you to take that 10% and take to church, fine. But church has never sent anybody out of the building saying you have never paid your tithe. Get out.
It's not just
you
like
understand?
Saying. Even the tithe thing is. So if you want to give. My biggest problem, as like I was saying, is the psychological, the blackmail.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a scam.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you get all my money and I'm happy, I'm cool. But if you scam off my happiness, you are destroying me.
That's right. Right. Now, another thing people, Cameroonians, young Cameroonians fall victim to today is traveling out of the country. You want to travel out of the country, you don't know how to get out of the country, you want to go to Europe, you want to go to America, and someone calls you and says, oh, I know this person, or you see an advert on social media that says, we do visas, 2 weeks, this, you're gone, and many Cameroonians have been falling victim to that.
Mafi, please. I think what we've been saying here is the same thing. These are people who have decided not to use their brains.
Yeah.
There's all this information is available to you. There's all the embassies. Those embassies are not closed. If you want the authentic and official information, you'll be able to get it
Online even.
But even online, when you go online on Facebook, you'll see U.S. Embassy here and you will see Claude visa. You will choose to go to Claude visa for information. Like, why? Like, just use your brain. These things are not that. I don't know. Maybe
it's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science, as we say. You can just go to, like, especially this traveling abroad thing, and some of the adverts don't even make sense, even from first glance, because you already see. How can someone tell you that with 1 million you have flight?
You are just saying it does not. See, people who are scammed into traveling abroad, there are two ways to read, you know. If you are reading with greed, every nonsense will make sense to you. So they are reading with greed. They are reading with greed.
Think so. That's another.
Let me get to this abroad stuff and bring an allusion. I have my son, my first son, supposedly first son because he's my elder brother's son, my late elder brother's son, who has 14 points of advanced level.
Okay.
Clean boy. And here he's a very wonderful midfielder. And they had to get to me. And they started cooking him up for a Brazilian visa that he's going to play football in Brazil. And it's a 4 million deal. And this guy, I would have lost the son because if I were not patient, and it falls around here. And there's a Brazilian who is calling him every day on the video and showing him the field, how it's going, you're going to be here. And I had to take time because if I split it, I'll follow with him. So I had to let him learn because I accepted everything. They went for test match in Manda. I accepted. They said, oh yeah, these guys, I accepted everything. And so it got to the point for the 4 million. I said, well, sir, how to split that 4 million, let me hear. So he said that they will do a passport for 400,000. I said, well, is the 4 million just to travel to Brazil? He said, yes. I said, don't you worry. I'm a traveler. I think I'll make it easier for you. I can get that passport within 2 days for 75,000. Don't worry. If you have some people, I can also help you get the passport. And I know how to get the visa for Brazil. And I can buy a ticket online today. They have not called again. When I said I could, because traveling today is an easy thing. With your phone, you buy your ticket.
Everybody can do it.
When your phone is just people are refusing. On your phone, you know at least the range of which you're buying a ticket if you can buy directly with your card.
Yes.
But because of ignorance and excitement of people, how dare forget about the visa? How dare you ask me money?
You see, it's not
to help me buy a ticket.
It's laziness.
Exactly.
People aren't reading.
They want what's easy.
They just want you to read and come and download to them. Come and tell them like tales by the moonlight. That's what they want.
So I finally asked my boy that, excuse me, do you know that the amount of football players in Brazil who want to go to Europe are more than the amount of football players in the whole of Africa who want to go to Europe? So you think that these Brazilians will go and forget the Brazilians to send them to Europe and take you first, to send, because there's a Batibo in Brazil that defends you.
No, see, let me buttress that to your story. Let me buttress that to your European story. There used to be a very good player in Nigeria, and that's one of the reasons why I respect Nigerian football federations once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yeah, once in a while, not all the time. The name of the footballer, viewers are seeing us, Yaro Yaro. His name is Yaro Yaro. It's not well lettered, but he plays football very well. He played for the national team. Somehow, probably the poor guy just gathered some money. It was supposedly to have been gotten a contract in Europe. So he traveled, he signed, not reading the contract, and he started playing. And he has a problem. The contract is like they're just giving him chop money, so they're just giving him survival money, and he was playing football until it was stepped into it that if they did not step into that thing, that contract, even when the contract elapsed, he will not even have money to fly back to Nigeria. That was when Nigerian Football Federation stepped into it to stop that contract and bring him here. I don't even know where he has put in his career. The eagerness to travel at all costs is another easy way to scam. Especially ladies. You want to travel? You don't know who is taking you? You are more vulnerable to all manners of abuse on your way. We have seen, Nigerian government just set up a commission now looking for, there's a lady just repatriated from Lebanon. When the lady was talking, the man seized her passport. She's doing both domestic and domestic.
Domestic and domestic.
You are expatiating.
So you just brought you brought in another very interesting
so point. Many things.
The point that you brought there, I think, is
you just have to be careful
of knowing also or reading through contracts. It's a whole new scam, not only on football. Reading through contracts, their contracts could lead you into jail. It could lead you into losing money through scam. So I just think that if it's a very sensitive one, always have a lawyer beside you or somebody that could interpret a contract to you.
Right, it's really, really very important. Because a good question on back on the issue of traveling and visas and stuff. How do you want to go to a country and you're not willing to go to the embassy even once? How do you want to move to a new country and you just want to pick papers and just go? Like, how? You just want to that?
No, they help you to buy your ticket. Just bring the money.
Travel,
just bring your money. Bring your passport.
Even your passport, you don't want to go do your own passport. Your fingerprints, at least. That's the basic. And you want to do anything at all.
You just want to sit home, pack your bag, and someone tells you, okay, let's go, and you're going. Where are you going to?
No, I think the level of laziness. The level of
laziness and ignorance. Some people are
but laziness. If you cannot read, why won't you be ignorant? You cannot read, so you cannot read. Where will you get the wisdom from? So it's meant for those people who can read to use you for their own gain. That's all. Ignorance. They give a single paper. Just read. You're tired. And then you said what? So people should just wise up. People should just wise up. It's not as if this will end, because fools will not be found wanting. They will always be in supply. But it is up to an individual, probably watching this program, or probably hearing through some other people that you should not play yourself a fool. That's what we're trying to say.
Right.
You should not play yourself a fool.
Now, another aspect of scamming, well, not another form, just a continuation to our discussion, is another reason why it is, I believe, it has continued and it's prospering, is because it's so difficult to punish these people. Unlike in the West and other, European countries where government can easily track people and pin you down and they punish you for your crime, back home it's not so much the case for investigations to be carried out and then they figure out who is behind this number and who is so difficult. Is the government doing enough to clamp down on the scammers and scamming?
It's not difficult. The government is trying, because recently, especially those things on the phone are easily caught. There's a lot of security. Those things on the phone that are easily caught. It's just, to me, it's just because it's too bogus. It has to be a little bit fast. The investigations for mobile money start with an investigation team. It's a whole department for MTN.
Okay.
But then once you call them, they don't act fast. If you get to the police station, they will tell you they need an authorization. I think that authorization thing should be broken from the police before they start putting into privacy. So they should get a policeman there that will give the authorization immediately. Because once you get that kind of a situation, it's easy to get with the phone. The phone has been made in such a way that it's easy to clap down people fast as possible. Yes, but then it's just the bogus nature. Everybody wants a legal authorization for these on so-called procedures that are not necessary.
Mafi, what's your opinion on that?
It's a same thing Nee was saying, because I remember the last time I had a problem where I needed MTN to follow up with an investigation. I think we just ended at a level of me getting an authorization from the police for MTN to tell me, because it's not even like they don't know. They have, well, yeah, I mean, like, that authorization from the police never got to MTN. So MTN could not break their rules by telling me, because that's private. That's privacy.
This is reality. They actually need the authorization.
They
you know why? Because that's another method of scamming.
If not, another person could just
Yes,
anybody
but let that liaison between the MTN and the police be fast. What is difficult?
All mobile operators.
What is difficult putting a commissioner to work or police to work at MTN?
Like the way you have like the police at the banks, or there should maybe be like an office of the police at MTN to make it easy. Because also you are the one who has to go make the request at the police and bring to them. So that process of you going, and the way these processes in Cameroon offices are, so sometimes you're just like, at some point I was just like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, you drop it.
Yeah, it's done. But like, I mean, that's definitely an area where as Nee says, there can be improvements in cutting the process short. Because digital footprint is one of the most trackable things in the world. Everywhere, at any time, you can know where, as long as there's a SIM card in that phone, or even the way the phones now are made, as long as it's on, even if there's no, like, you can always track it. So these are like some of the easiest cases to track, but maybe we just need to make the procedure more a little less cumbersome, really.
Right, and right.
Government is actually trying, but unfortunately, those people have had a lot of recreation. They have people who are actually looking up to them. Like I was watching one video. One small boy said, "No, what do you want to be?" He said, "No, He said, "No, I don't want to be a mechanic. I want to be a Yahoo boy." He said, "Why?" He said, "I have money like 50 million. A 5-year-old boy, whether acting, whether tailored, whether real, I don't know. If I have like 50 million, I give my daddy this, I give my mommy this." I was like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, how did you
And so you discover that even some sets are part of another set are coming in. So family values should, at least to some extent, be rejuvenated. Our society should play more on other values. You see somebody win Miss Cameroon, we give him 100 million, we give her nice car, we give her travel ticket. You see best graduating student from a university, The best we can give to a best graduating student in the university, okay, give him 20,000 safer. Let him go and buy a calculator. Then,
Even we are selling the wrong thing.
Yes.
So, those are wrong signals. Those are wrong signals. You see somebody who did not have a company, who did not employ anybody, who has barely left the village, all of a sudden start building a house. Nobody is bold enough to say, where did you get money to buy land? Instead, everybody starts applauding.
And start insulting
They say, see your mate. Yes, see, that is even a common thing. You see people who travel to UK, do legitimate thing. You know, UK is the headquarters of we Yorubas. Once you just carry your bag and go to UK. You see somebody get to UK, you are living a legit life. You go to work, you pay your rent, you pay your bus ticket, you are able to eat, you are able to just save a little money, you don't have so much money to send back home. Your family immediately sees you as a failure. Compared to somebody who is into all these scams, taking and then they start celebrating. Then you come home once in a while, you see some mother that tell you that, hey, see that person? He built that house for his father. He built for the mother. That's the house he built on the mother. So you are all in UK. Whatever they are doing to get prosper, you too get prosper. Then what is she saying? I should go and scam.
Right.
So our social values, we need to check.
Society has to do something.
Yeah.
Now we don't have so much time remaining. The goal of every show is help people bring about change, help, in this case, help people protect themselves, if that is even possible, because it's like wherever you turn, there's always someone waiting
to scam
you. Waiting to steal your money from you. Now, how can we protect ourselves? Is it even possible? How can we protect ourselves from
it's very possible. There's something that a lot of people have not realized. There's a certain uncle that is dealing with these scammers. They call him Uncle Kama.
Okay. Kama.
They don't live long.
Yes.
Right, Kama.
Uncle Kama is dealing with them.
Yes.
Uncle Kama is killing their wives. Their wives don't live long. Their children don't live long. They end up frustrated. You hear somebody had 100 million, the next day is moving on sleepers. So Uncle Kama has already been dealing with these guys a lot. Now take a few minutes and think. All those scammers who started this scamming thing in those days, where are they?
Yeah.
The consequences will still come to this. You don't go and take some genuine person's money who's been praying and he prays and he doesn't come back to you.
Yeah.
So yes, if you have already taken your scam, my advice is invest and drop it. Some are doing it now because the consequences for a lot of these people has been very disastrous.
Yeah.
Now, the second advice now is for the people who are scammed. Longer truth. You should not believe that there is a miracle that is coming. Manna for me is an illusion. You need to work for everything you have.
At a point.
Yes. You need to work for everything you want on earth.
Yeah. And if it's too good to be true, then it is too good to be true.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to work for everything. You need to plan, because that's what we lack. You plan for what you want to do in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. You don't expect a pastor to tell you that a miracle is coming and you buy a car. Another very important thing is, which is very important, is to stop competition. All things where you see for Facebook where you glitter no be gold.
Yeah.
So there are lots of people who just flash out. They are broke in the United States. They are broke. They go hang beside the car Lamborghini and take a picture with a borrowed code that they will give back to a shop the next day, and you see them and you want to compete.
Yeah.
That is what is causing scam today amongst the youth of our society. They want to compete on things they are not even sure that the other people have, because you may be envious on some person who is looking at you and taking you as a role model. We've met situations like that. It is not all that you see on the social media that is real, and so don't dare try to compete with any person. Then I think that's pretty all. That's my advice.
Good advice.
For the scammer who is definitely going to lose or die soon, then he can repent today, and the scam who is doing longer truth. Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy.
Well, I think Ni has given like some of the best advice. I'll just add that, like he said, we need to, as people, we need to review our priorities. We need to review what we consider as being successful. Yeah, so don't look around, look at all the shiny things on TV or on Facebook and feel that you're doing an amazing job. Some of those people you're looking at haven't paid their rent, they're indebted to their teeth and all that, and you just, I mean, we just need to, you go at your own pace and you set your own goals based on your own your beliefs. Don't forget. And as Nee said, like, there's a God and there's karma. And I mean, like, I'm one of those people who believes that our God is really just, and he punishes you when you need to be punished, and he forgives you when he needs to. And so, as Nee said, it's really something to like just repent. Because honestly, I personally know a few people who, if they could turn back the hands of time, they wouldn't do some of the things they did, because where they are now is like, and there's nothing you can really do about it. So I mean, like, we should review our values. And something Wale said before, the family, personally, I believe the family is the foundation of every society. We cannot fight these things outside if we're not starting at the level of the family, at the level of the children, the expectations we're giving them, the teachings we're giving them, what we're telling them is right and wrong. So I think it needs to go right down. Like, we need to also start at the family and make sure that it grows.
Right. And Wale?
Yeah, my own roundup take is one, to ladies. Ladies, most of the time, these scammers, they are in most cases they are male. Majority of the scammers are boys. They want to impress the girls, and they want to impress the girls, and they want to impress the girls. One, like somebody said, he said, if you see what those poor boys are doing to make money, you will respect your poor boyfriend. People want to go to the clubs when the guy you are not bold enough to ask how are you making your money is ready to buy, probably spend 300,000 at a blow one night, and you are not asking questions, how are you making your money? That is number one. Number two, boys that are really ready to impress girls, you're just impressing them at your own peril. Because in Nigeria, it's gone so bad that even people travel to, which country is that? Malaysia, to go and sell their kidney. Really? It's that bad, yes. They go to Malaysia, you sell one kidney, you live with one. And what kills them, like he rightly said, was that when you get to Malaysia, they carry a test out on you. The two kidneys are not functioning the same way. One is stronger, one is weaker.
So they take out the better one.
Yeah, that's it. The doctor takes the better. And when they come back, they want to enjoy life. You have sold one kidney. You can't be living on whiskey. But they start living like that. And that is where karma strikes. They die so often. Then, the ladies that you are trying to impress, forget about you and move on with their lives. Number three, ladies again. That's for the boys. Ladies again, if you read crime stories, you'll discover that, I don't know, it's like female parts are easily used for money making. And I've read the horrible one that we read about this year was a boy who was trying to prepare money rituals for the mother. Took the lady, the poor girl, to a pastor who is also an herbalist.
I saw.
Now, when they got there, the mother of the boy did not actually know that they want to kill somebody, because she was in the dark. But the boy was given a pestle to break the head of the girl. She smashed the head of the girl. Then the so-called prophet.
Now they are not lucky in their family. That was
Now slaughtered the girl, dismembered the girl. In most cases, go and check money ritual stories, and it's so easy. I was just laughing. There is a particular guy, I just had deleted the thing. She was desperately talking to me. She wants to come to Cameroon. Well, what do you want to come and do in Cameroon? Cameroon law did not allow to employ somebody. The job that a Cameroonian can do, no foreigner can do it. Mm-hmm. We cannot employ you. If I wanted to be a scammer or need somebody to do so, I just say, okay, come.
Yeah, they also job scams. So
they do job scams. They bring you here. They sell you into slave trade. They sell you off. They kill you. And ladies don't know that. They only see the money glittering and they want to follow. And number 4, you see those people standing. If you travel, you see people go and stand by the roadside. You don't know who is real and who is not real. Ladies should be careful. These guys goes extra mile. Mm-hmm. Stay with your humble boyfriend. Share one bottle of Coke together. Don't follow unnecessary money bag. Mm-hmm. That is just it.
Yes. Can you also say something?
please, round it up.
There's also what I should talk to these ladies here.
Yes, and all the ladies watching.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Usually people should rephrase that definition of a hardworking man.
Yes.
Because
you want hardworking man.
What does your boyfriend? You now define hardworking by the amount of cars a man drives.
Yes.
Imagine.
The bricklayer who is working from morning to night is not defined as a hardworking man. Yes. But a scammer who works on the machine and buys 5 cars, you call it, my man is a hardworking man. So we should also rephrase and work on the true definition of hardworking.
Sorry, please, I have one. Please, ladies too should know that there is difference between when this man is on stage and his real life. You know, people look at the movie from Nigeria, all those houses are rented. It's only on Nigerian movie you see somebody move from his family house in the village, go to Lagos, and in 6 months he has built a mansion. And that's why it's so difficult for me. When I move, everybody believes Nigerians are rich. I am not rich.
Right. It has been a very interesting subject. Really enjoyed it, and I hope that the televiewers have learned so much from today. Thank you all, gentlemen, lady, for coming and for sharing this vital information with our televiewers. I promise you, I'm going to continue with this series. I'm going to look at the different aspects and get experts to talk about them. So come back next week. We're going to start with one. I want to start with religion.
Just another scam we forgot to talk about.
Okay. Quick mention before we go.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, ladies again. Okay. And it looks like we are dealing with them here today.
Yes.
No, but they're pushing.
I will personally take any woman to the police station that I see on Facebook with makeup, and you greet me in real life. That is the makeup.
Yes, it's coming.
That is true.
Coming. With a boot part. With boot parts. That's why you have no boot. That's another method of fraud.
Fraud, and I think that was brought into the law. Facebook. You cannot go and do your makeup appear on Facebook. You are shiny. Put in the bar. You now come to my house with a tribal man. It is coming. It's coming. I must be taken seriously.
Right. Thank you so much.
Here's the television camera. The fingernails.
No, we're not going to make up today.
No, we're going to make up. It's coming.
It's coming. It's another method coming.
Yes, fine.
Do it lightly. Not that one that you totally transform. It's coming.
It's coming.
That's true.
Your fingernails are coming.
This subject is so interesting. If you want to continue chatting about this with Nee, just go to Nee's kitchen. It's about Namusa, the opposite Petit Terrain. Right? Feel free to go there and meet him and chat.
Yes.
And over kati or some good ekpang.
I think I need to come and eat ekpang.
Yes, you should. I recommend it.
I love that.
Right. And Mafi, she's a PR girl. She works she's a founder actually of the PR agency, which is here in Aqua.
Yeah, our office is in Yaoundé actually.
Okay.
Yes.
But I know you walk around here. Your office is not far from mine.
Yeah.
Right. So feel free to get in touch with her. She's Malfoy Fortune on Facebook. Talk with her and she'll be glad to give you help if you ever need any kind of help.
Friendship.
Yeah. Check them out. Check them out. All right. And I know Alice also on Facebook. You can meet him. He's a transport and logistics expert. He has been toured all over Africa, giving his knowledge and expertise with these different countries. I'm glad again, gentlemen and ladies, but we have to go. Unfortunately, come back next week.
Fortunately. It's a long program.
And that ends the show. Bye bye. See you.